All right, so we're back with another voiceover training log. This is the last week of my second strength block in a row. Normally, I wouldn't do two strength blocks in a row because I like to alternate speed and strength back and forth for about 3 to 4 weeks each. But how it timed out from the next games, I really like to finish a speed block before competition or have a deload before competition, and this just wasn't going to work out. So I figured just run the strength block again, and then we'll finish on a speed block before competition. In here, with the high bar back squat, this is probably a rep max for me. I think I should have got this last training block, but on my top set, I ended up I think I only got like 2 or 3 because I kind of screwed it up. I screwed up the squat. Not a big deal. But I came back this week and got it. Then we got some more like depth jumps to like bounds. I can't wait till this block is over and I can stop doing these. They're not bad. They're actually really good. I just prefer not to do them on concrete. It hurts. It doesn't hurt all the time, but sometimes it does, especially when you got tired knees and whatnot. So we're going to switch it up to next block, be doing something different. I think I ended up deciding on doing like seated box jumps, maybe landing with this like a straight leg or not. I'm not entirely sure yet, but switch up the jumps every block for sure. And here, this bench session, man, I'm really excited about because my bench is flying up. Like here I went 335 for 5, which is for sure like a rep max, like PR. A little side note about me and my strength journey, if you will. Starting out, like getting that first like 315 on the bar and like doing that first single, you're like, holy cow, like I'm getting strong, like this is crazy. And then once you start programming off of that, and just in like using percentages and things like that, you really don't see 300 or 315 again for a while. And it started popping up in my training, and I was like, holy crap, like our strength, our bench press is getting up there. I was really excited about that because like you don't really think about like big numbers unless like they kind of just show up. And like week after week, head down, just changing the weight on the bar. I don't ever really put too much thought into it, but 315 has come up a few times for reps, and now 335, and that went spectacular. I mean, granted, and a little caveat, I am using that shoulder saver pad, but it feels really good to know that like numbers are going up again. Especially when I was down the lightweight class. I wasn't seeing like huge improvements in the gym, and that's just the curse of being small, right? Like speed was there, but just overall strength wasn't where I wanted. Putting the weight back on, I'm really starting to see big numbers again in the gym, bigger numbers, something I'm excited for. But enough of that. On to sheath. As you see, a little sheath session. Throwing the 20-pound bag this time. Because of reasons, and it went really well. Big goal for the sheath practices that I've been doing is just consistency. Last year I had a lot of games where even the beginning of this year, my first competition, I'm losing them off a little to the left. I'm not tucking that right arm in quick enough to have it go straight up and go behind me. So it was shooting off to the left. So we're trying to maintain some discipline and like do the things that we know we're supposed to do. Then go from sheath to the backyard to throw some lob. Some of these are really bad. I went from the side angle to try to like coach myself up a little bit, try to find some where some problems are. Because going from the front, especially on wob, it's a little hard to tell where you're pulling and whatnot. This angle is a little bit helpful. It's not super great, but it's better than being head on. And after these from the siding, I ended up changing the camera, try to get some like more pulls from the front side. How many of these went over, I don't know. I know the ones I went head on, I made it, 10, 12 times, something like that. A bunch. I took a bunch of pulls this day because it was actually feeling good. With my wob at home, it never feels great, but that footage isn't on here because the sun was just glaring into the camera. You couldn't see anything. They just have just a little small silhouette of me throwing with the background of the sun. So the next day we go out to the field. The same routine, it's Braemar, open stone, a weight, and a hammer or something like that, right? I've been struggling with the Braemar lately. It's not where I want it, and I have a lot of like technical kinks I got to work out. I reached out to a buddy who's a great stone thrower a little bit later in the week and talked to him about it, and he's got some ideas, and so we're going to work on that later. Open stone. I was just trying to keep, on this session, I was really just trying to keep that, pushing to that left side. It wasn't a super good session. When you kind of forget some equipment out the gate, it's not going to be a very great session overall. I forgot my shoes. Normally I do like a football cleat on my left foot and a tennis shoe on my right. I like that a whole bunch for some reason for stones, but I didn't have my tennis shoes, so I just figured, well, let's just throw in my soccer cleats and call it good. And so I was a little bit in my head about that. But again, not every practice, you're not going to like nail 10 out of 10 things in practice. So then we jump into the lightweight here. Pretty good lightweight practice overall, really focusing on keeping that long right arm all the way through. The minute it goes behind me, we're stretching out, whoop, long, spin long, release long. And it's pretty good. I've been working out the previous weeks. I've been having like a weird issue with like my right knee kind of buckling in as I come through the finish. We're kind of working through that. It's almost corrected, so yay for that. And then back in the gym for the push press day. These went better than they have previously, and that's good because my push press has not been great at all. But this I can live with. The speed on these at the 245 especially, that was good speed was there. 275, it gets a little bit heavier. I'm slowing down a little bit more than I would like, but all in all, pretty good. Got 3, went for 4, and kind of stalled out here on this last one. But yeah, so that was whatever, not a big deal. Close grip bench press is super good movement, a super good accessory movement. I bench pretty close, so like I feel like in order to get like a close grip bench press, I got to go in pretty like way closer than like other people would. But I like it a whole lot. Just like these rows, single arm dumbbell rows, croc rows, whatever you call them. Still doing 120. A lot of my rowing exercises, I kind of dropped the reps. I took them down from 10 to 8 on a lot of these. For no particular reason, I just felt like I wanted to do that, just do a little bit less. Especially since like I'm not in love with the gym right now. I'm more in love with throwing right now because the weather's been nice. As you can see here, it's a nice green field. Love it. Yeah, so this is the day when I really had like a really like what the heck moment with my Braemar, because none of these were doing what they were supposed to. And so I just had to call it. I'm like, you're not getting anything from it. You're not getting any better with it. Talk to your buddies, see what they say, see if they can watch some video for you. And then we go here to the open stone. This was actually really helpful because during this practice, my buddy did text me and he's sent me some video of him doing the MSA, the open stone, and me. And you kind of point out some stuff that I'm missing. The one thing I really worked on is like really keeping that left arm like across your body as you go through the middle and don't open up so soon. Just wait on it and then throw that arm, and that'll kind of twist you through, and you can push off of that. He also said I'm jumping my finish, which I for sure am, but one thing at a time. You know, we'll work on that left arm, and then once we start getting that figured out, we'll try to like throw in a bunch of non-reverse throws and try to figure out that not getting up too early, not jumping too early, because when you're in the air trying to push on a stone, it's pushing back at you. You know what I mean? So on to heavyweight. First couple of these were hot dog water, and then it gets a little bit better. The heavyweight for me right now, it's heavy. I'm really just trying to, the way I found to like make it not beat me up so bad is I'm trying to keep it in front of me. Like the goal is like in front. In reality, that's like, it's still behind my hip or on my hip. But as you're going through the motion, it feels like it's a little bit out front. And that helps me able to control it, and I can move through the trig a whole lot faster with that. Again, tried another, on these here, I'm trying another camera angle to coach myself up a little bit, try to get a different view, what I'm looking at. Not super thrilled on this angle. What it does give me though, gives me a different perspective on like hand and head placement that I previously, like you don't really get from the back. You don't get as much, it seems like. But this is a really good practice. I had a bunch of them practice PR distance. So we're talking like 74, 75, a bunch of them out at that distance. Main thing I was working on here is just remembering my hand placement on my throwing hand. I used to throw, palms down, kind of thumb forward. And then I really made a more of aggressive switch to having palm forward, thumbs up, and get that big underhand rip on the finish. Kind of like, I think he's German, Glenn Nice. He's got a very good weight for distance throw. If you guys ever want to look at a technical example of staying connected to the weight all the way through, check out some of his videos on Instagram or wherever he's at, That's all I'm really looking to do, is just kind of keep that connection all the way through the weight to that kind of big, low up toss, Then we go to moving to hammers, light hammers. First good hammer practice I've had in a long time. I ran out of tacky a couple weeks ago, and I've been scraping the bottom of the jar. Got a fresh jar, called my tacky dealer up, got a fresh jar, came in this morning when I was throwing these hammers. Which is perfect because I'm changing my technique up a little bit. I've been watching my videos, and during the winds, my right arm on the last rotation is way too bent. I want to straighten it out. And so kind of looked at some technical models from Nick Aston. He's a very stretched out, long hammer thrower. And so I was going to try to do some mimicking of that. And it worked out really well. These were all, at practice PR distances, 126, 127, a couple short ones, but those are ones that I just botched all around. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Throw far. God bless.